Hello and welcome to another episode of the Real Estate Investing Club. I'm your host, Gabe Peterson, and this is the place investors go to gain actionable advice, learn about current market trends, and hear war stories from other professional investors out there in the field today. Before we get started, I have two quick housekeeping items for you. First, if you like this episode, we would very much appreciate a like, subscribe, and share. It is the best way to support the show and keep it running far into the future. Second, if you're a new investor looking to get started in real estate or an experienced investor looking to take your investing to the next level, I've created an ebook just for you that will cover how to find deals that are actually deals, how to finance those deals with little to no money down, and how to exit those deals for maximum value. On top of that, I throw in an insane amount of free bonuses that you'll have access to once you buy the ebook. All I charge is our admin costs to keep this show running. So if you're serious about real estate investing and want to create both active and passive income as an investor, head on over to the website at therealestateinvestingclub.com and click on the button that says get the ebook in the upper right-hand corner to grab yourself a copy. With that said, let's dive right in. Today we have a very special guest with us, ready to drop some investor knowledge on you. So buckle up, grab your pen and paper, and enjoy the ride. All right. Welcome back to another episode of the Real Estate Investing Club. Today we got Neil Timmins with us. Neil is a 2-decade real estate veteran and founder of Legacy Impact Partners, hailing from right now very cold Des Moines, Iowa. I almost got that one wrong last time. Neil has done over 300 million in real estate transactions and is on a personal mission to make a deep impact in the lives of his team members and his business partners. I had the pleasure of being on Neil's podcast, Real Grit. So I'm really excited to have him here. Neil, thank you very much for hopping on the show.
Thanks, Gabe. I appreciate the invitation and have me on. I'm excited to be here.
All right. Let's get down to it then. I told you before we hopped on here, we love stories. So why don't you take us to the beginning of yours? How'd you get started in real estate?
So I got started in real estate. I was working for Wells Fargo. This was 2004. Working for Wells Fargo and was in personal banker, mortgages or second mortgages, not first mortgages, but second mortgages, checking, savings, CDs, that kind of stuff. And my mom and I were talking one day, and I have 3 younger brothers. She raised all of us, stayed at home, raised everybody. And she got to the point where all the kids were out and she was going, hey, what should I do? And I said to her, I think you could make a good realtor. And she thought about it for literally maybe 30 seconds while we were sitting there. She's like, you know what? I think I would.
Done. Sold.
Done. So she goes in, gets into real estate, is in there a year, has a killer first year. And her and I are talking at the end of her first year. And I'm like, this woman just out earned me. I'm working my butt off at Wells Fargo, and she goes and sets her own hours, hasn't worked in 25 years or something. I mean, 20 years. But she just killed it. And so I thought,
that's awesome.
So I literally thought, you know what? If she can do that, I can do better.
You're not going to show me up, Mom.
Not going to show me up. So I was just at a point where I was at Wells Fargo a couple of years. I'd outgrown my role. It was time to go do something. I thought very hard about going into the mortgage business. It was a refi boom in 2004. But I made the decision to get into real estate instead and entered my career as a realtor. That's where I started.
As a realtor. And that is that is the standard way. And I love hearing when people do get that way. It looks like I was reading your bio. You were number 1 RE/MAX agent in Iowa by 29. That is something to be proud of.
Yeah. I owned a RE/MAX, had a team, very small team, tight knit team, 5 of us. And just, I was the first person in Google AdWords.
That'll do it.
In the city. And so just built a really nice, well-oiled machine, cranking out sales.
Perfect. I love it.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're here to talk about the investing side of real estate. When you think of people, just getting into real estate, just getting into investing, would you recommend them going down the path as a broker or as an agent, or should they just, jump in, fix and flips, wholesales, that kind of stuff?
Yeah. You know what? It's a great question. Some of that depends on, what's your background and drawing from that. I always say you're here, wherever you're at is where you're meant to be. So it wasn't until very deep into my realtor career and me accumulating some dollars did I then go, you know what, it's time to put some dollars to work. What do I do? I'm naturally pretty conservative when it comes to placing my dollars, placing my assets. Um, and so it took me a lot longer, I think, than most people would have than to enter into the investment realm. But if I was to do it again, knowing what I know now, of course, I would have just bypassed being a realtor and just gone straight into investing, because that's where I'm at. It's my total focus today. That's where my love, my passion is. And, um, there's what do I always say, you look at the Forbes, not to say we all need to target this, but you look at the Forbes, the wealthiest people in the country, nobody's a realtor, not a commercial realtor, not a house realtor. You're only getting to, the highest peaks by building wealth. We're not getting wealth on W-2s. We're doing that by investing our dollars and cents.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah. You do need to have some money to begin with. That's really the hard part. When you're just getting into it, that's the hurdle to meet. And that does, being a realtor does fix that problem. So I understand, getting in that way.
Sure.
But you're absolutely right. I mean, investing is definitely a great way to reach that peak. So, I mean, you started out as a realtor, you did great there, 29, number one Remax, killing it with the Google AdWords, you built your well-oiled machine.
Right.
At what point did you actually jump into investing, and what avenue did you take to get down there?
Yep. I started fixing and flipping off and on through, that kind of when I was that old. But I did not buy my first rental until 5 years and 3 months ago.
Oh, wow.
5 years and 3 months ago. So in my late, I know I don't look this, but in my late 30s, I bought my first rental. I'm aware I look way older than what I actually am.
You look like you're 29 still.
More seasoned, as my wife likes to say. And I keep saying, I'm like a fine bottle of wine. I just keep getting better with time. And she appreciates that I make her look that much younger.
There you go.
So I bought my first rental property when I was 37 years old. And so that was when that was my first one. And then, I bought the one next to that one, and then it just snowballed for me to get my feet wet. And you could probably attest to this, no matter what you do in life, just like riding a bike, right? You do it once, when you don't do it at all, it can be scary. You do it once, it's less scary. And then you do it 100 times, and then it just becomes second nature. Your capacity to do something grows. The same exact thing happened to me in this. I think it's just life, no matter what it is that we're tackling. And so my capacity for a rental property to be not so scary, things became easier. The unknown became known. How do we manage it? What do we do if this happens? How do we solve these problems? And some of that is you can actually get these things thrown at you, solve them, and then go, oh, that's not so bad, move on.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah. No, that is I love that mentality, because it really is that first deal you do. Doesn't matter if you're doing a fix and flip, doesn't matter if you're buying just a single family. That's the hardest one. Correct. Just getting that first one done is so hard. It sounds like you started, so you bought a single family, or was it a multifamily property?
No, I bought, so I fixed and flipped a handful of single families through the years. And then the first one I bought was a single family rental property, which I still have today. And then just continue to buy. I started morphing my business then, would keep my eyes open, buy some singles, and then started working into seller direct marketing, buying additional properties, fixing a few, buying additional rentals. And then pretty early on, I bought an 8-plex, which was in pretty great suburb, and it was in terrible condition. They had a flood in the bottom.
Perfect.
Yeah, terrific. Yeah, you're exactly right. A flood in the bottom from rainwater that came in. We had a terrible rainstorm that came through here, like 10 inches in an hour. I mean, it was just absolutely unheard of. So this one, garden style apartment, wiped out the bottom 4 units. So it was a stacked 4 and 4, wiped out the bottom 4 units, kicked out all the tenants, and the seller who had owned it for 30 years just like, I'm
put his hands up in the air. Is like, I'm done.
Yeah. I mean, the whole thing's got to be remodeled. All this, everything, 2 floors, the whole basement, bottom 4 units got to come out. All the drywall's got to go back in. So you just got to do it all. Until I picked that up, and he pretty much hadn't done anything except a roof in, like 20 years. I mean,
Oh, wow. So this is
very
almost a full
little.
gut.
Yes. In fact, that's what I ended up making it. Um, we kept the cabinetry, we painted the cabinets, and then the tubs stayed, but everything else, meaning floors, all the floors, paint. I mean, just about everything ended up getting done. And then the top units, there were 4 there. I kicked 3 of them out because their units were just awful. A couple of them been there 20 some odd years. I mean, just really
It
rough
looked
shape.
like it had been lived in there for
Just,
20
yeah,
years.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I booted them, went in and ended up totally redoing 7 of 8 units. And the one lady, number 8, she just loves the place, loves everything about it, lives there to pretend she's still there today. Yeah.
Perfect. I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
So it sounds like, I mean, from your story, it sounds like you really did have kind of that snowball effect. And I love, I think it was
Yeah.
Warren Buffett's book where he said, you just got to get down the right hill and just let it flow. So
Yeah.
you had that, you started single, you got into this 8-plex. What's the main focus with legacy partners right now?
Yeah. So over the last, let me bring up to the last year and then where we're at right now. So a year ago, I brought in a realtor to replace me. So I'm a broker. We run a brokerage. I was going, 70 miles an hour in 6 directions between investing, fixing, flipping, buy and hold. We were probably doing 70 to 80 units, 90 units, somewhere in that range a year. And then I'd sell as a broker another 50 to 60 units. So just going 100 miles a minute. So I brought in Ashley, a realtor, to replace me on the realtor side of things. So she does everything realtor related, and I don't sell anymore. I just manage the brokerage, and then I can focus solely on the investment world. And we've been able to grow our transaction counts and profit and everything else down that path in the last year. And as a result of that, we've been able to dial in our systems, and we've launched Legacy Investment Partners. The intent there is to partner with other folks who are fixing and flipping in other parts of the country. And what I bring to the table is, we fund the deal. We fund the whole deal. We fund the remodel. We handle all the accounting, the payment of contractors, everything on that side of it. And then we do a profit split in the back end. And then the partner on the ground, finds the deal, manages the deal, and then gets it sold. Meaning, they identify the realtor, who it is that we're working with from that kind of standpoint, and get the deal sold. Perfect. So it's a really good deal for people who find themselves long on opportunity and shorter on money.
Yep. And that is, if you're just getting started out and you really have your boots to the ground, that's definitely a way that I found myself in that situation many times. So it makes a lot of sense. So you guys are now, you're focused really with working with people who find deals on the ground, boots on the ground, and then you just partner with them, and you're the money, they're the boots on the ground, and you split it at the end.
Yep. And for us, it's about finding that right person, somebody who's, for us, it's a legacy. How do we, I'd like somebody to come in and, that's what they do. Flipping, just like being a realtor, it's a transaction business, right? So we all know it's not the end all be all. It is a piece that generates dollars and cents revenue to place in assets at some point. And for some people, that's sooner, and for other people, that's later. We still flip today because a whole bunch of the properties we touch make better decisions, better properties to be sold. They don't cash flow. Our taxes are such in the area that we just couldn't get it to work unless you're going to leave 50% loan to value in or more, and we're just not going to do that. So some assets are better flips, and some are absolutely better to hold for the long term.
Yep, absolutely, and especially when it gets into to commercial, when you have multiple units, it's really hard to decide whether you want to hold it or whether you want to flip and take that lump sum.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
I just took a peek at the clock. We do need to move on, but before we do, I really liked something you said earlier. So I want to get your wisdom on this one. You said you were moving 70 miles per hour in 6 directions.
Yeah.
And I've found that happen to me so many times. So if you could give just one piece of advice to people who find themselves, in 100 different directions, how do you yourself focus down and really choose the few things that need to be followed?
Yeah. So the one thing that I did was hire an integrator. I absolutely found somebody who is the yin and the yang, the perfect opposite of me in a lot of regards. And as a result of that, we've been able to put the structure in place that we need to in order to build a business, not just have a job. So
Perfect.
just to identify that, get the right person, hire somebody opposite of you, because I don't need more people like me. They'd be great as partners, but they wouldn't be, inside this business to do other components of the business that I wouldn't do. We're not going to be very good.
Yep.
So
Absolutely.
and she doesn't enjoy doing anything. She would not enjoy doing any of the things that I enjoy doing. So it's a terrific match. And then we'd be able to add other people, right? Like Ashley on a realtor side of things. And those just get identified, broken down into quarterly goals, quarterly rocks. So we follow traction in the book. So to a T, all the meetings, everything we do comes straight out of that book. And just be able to identify that, because otherwise, just exactly what I said, and you echoed it. You're gonna chase too many things. You're gonna be the dog that chases its tail.
Yep. Yeah, I've been in that situation too many times. So you found the yin to your yang. That's a good way to put it. All right. So I do need to push us into the quick question round. We have gone through our time. So are you ready to jump in?
Hell yeah.
There we go. Starts out with education. Yeah. I'm a big bookie, but if you don't like books, you can give YouTube channels, whatever you want. I need 2 recommendations, one for general life wisdom and one for real estate specific.
General life wisdom, the book that changed my entire life when I was probably 22, 23 years old, The Millionaire Mind by Dr. Thomas J. Stanley. Everybody knows The Millionaire Next Door. The other one is The Millionaire Mind. That's the one I'm recommending. Terrific book. Think like a millionaire, and you think, walk, act, just be, and you will be.
I love it. The Millionaire Mind. I actually have not read that one.
Yeah.
All right. How about real estate specific, or is that your real estate specific?
No. The real estate. So that's just millionaire. That will change your attitude as it relates to your whole business life. But real estate specific, Confessions of a Real Estate Entrepreneur.
I've heard of that one. Yeah.
I don't quote me on who read it. I read it. It's absolutely wonderful. That's what sent me down buying a couple of commercial assets, because it's such a well-written book. My brother was thinking very hard about getting into real estate. It's probably been 5 years now. And I'm on the traditional realtor side, meaning the houses. And he said, "Hey, I'm thinking about getting into the industry." I said, "You're going to hate my side of the business." I said, "Let me get this book for you, because I think you're like the other side of the business." He was a lawyer coming out of the legal profession. I gave that book to him. He read it in 4 days and became a commercial realtor, and has been one ever since. And just terrific at it too. Exact right path for him.
Damn, man, you just sold me. I'm going to have to pick that one up. Confessions of a Real Estate Entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Done. All right. Next question. Looking at my list. All right. So if you could go back to the Neil who had no idea about real estate. Let's say before you won that 20, when you're 29, you won the number 1 in Iowa. Before you even got into real estate, go to him, look him in the eye, give him one piece of advice moving forward.
Get a mentor.
Ooh, good one.
I mean, that's it. Get somebody. Just that goes right along with the book I said, Thomas Stanley's book. Once you can understand, this is what it looks like. This is what, in that case, what millionaires do. What do they drive? Where do they live? What are their professions? Once you can understand that, you can just be that. So it would be so easy to just get a mentor and go, that's exactly what I want to be like. That's who I want to be. And it will not take long. Just do what they do and it will be you.
Perfect. I love it. That is that sentiment has been echoed many times on here, and I echo it myself. Get a mentor. Whoever's in the situation you want to be in, go in that direction. Get them to give you some of their advice. So great wisdom. Next question is about habits. Habits are the foundation of our life. So if you could point to one thing that you feel that you do day in and day out that you feel contributes the most to your overall health, well-being, and happiness, what would that be?
Working out.
Oof, love it.
Exercise. Every morning, go to the gym, same exact routine. I eat the same thing every morning. Go to the gym. Everything's on. I keep everything in an Excel or Google Doc sheet. Every workout, everything I do, exactly what I weigh every day.
Damn. All right. Yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
Exercise is mine too. I have tried to do the early morning. So I used to do like a 5:30 a.m. CrossFit class, but I just keep going back to 3:30. That is the time that I work out, but I do it every day. It's just, I've really tried to get that morning one in.
I don't think that in my mind, it doesn't, if you have a routine that works for you, that's perfect. Not everybody's the same. It's totally good. Yeah.
Yep. Perfect. All right. Next one is for the United States, or really where you want to invest. The United States is a very big place. There are many different opportunities out there. Choose one place that is not your backyard that you are most excited to put your investing dollars.
Oh my gosh, Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
Really?
Heck yeah.
Interesting.
I'm serious. Sioux Falls, South Dakota. So in the Midwest, Des Moines, Iowa is the number one population growth city in the Midwest. So that was discarded by you in the question. So Sioux Falls is number two. Sioux Falls is a great place. My best friend lives there, so I get up there every so often. But it's it's like a half the size of Des Moines. It just reminds me of a small Des Moines, and it's a place on a tremendous trajectory.
Huh.
A lot of growth in last year, a lot of Minnesotans moving over. COVID and the political environment between the two states has changed some things. Yeah.
All right. I did not expect South Dakota, or any Dakota, really. That's impressive. All right. Sioux Falls, South Dakota. I'll have to remember that one. All right, moving on.
I can't wait to get a comment from the listeners in up here in Sioux Falls or North Dakota or South Dakota to say, hey, it's gonna be great.
Yeah, they'll be like, don't give away the secret.
Yeah, right.
All right, next place or next question. This one is about your talents. We are all gifted with something that we specifically are very good at. So what is your Superman strength? What is it that you're exceptional at?
Being obsessed. I know that sounds weird, but my first year as a realtor, I worked 355 days. Wow. Just failure was not going to be an option. It was just going to be all in. And there's same thing in this business. Now I don't work that today, but I constantly read. I'm curious. I want to know more. I want to understand about tons of asset classes, even though I will never invest in most of them inside of real estate, just because I want to understand how things work. I want to be able to go to have conversations with you and be at masterminds or in groups and be able to contribute to a dialogue. So I'm just curious and then obsessed about it.
Perfect. I love it. Obsession and singular focus. That is a good attribute to have. Yeah. And that leads us to the very last question. And this one is for the listeners. You've given us a lot of good advice, a lot of things to think about. And I'm sure people out there want to reach out and say hi. So what is the best way for them to do that?
You can get me a couple different ways. You can find me on Facebook, Neil Timmins. I'll make sure we get the link for you. I'm on LinkedIn as well. Or if you want to learn more about Legacy Impact Partners, you can find it legacyimpactpartners.com.
Perfect. And I will put that URL in the show notes, legacyimpactpartners.com. Put it down there. All you got to do is just click a little more in the description. It'll pull down the full description. In there, you can find Neil's URL. Click through and say hi.
Please do.
All right, Neil, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much for hopping on the show.
Thanks a ton. Really enjoyed it. I'll see you soon.
Absolutely. And for everyone who's here with us today, thank you guys for showing up. You are the reason we do this. So if you have any questions whatsoever, reach out to me, Gabe at therealestateinvestingclub.com. Other than that, I hope you guys have an absolutely fantastic week. Keep rocking real estate. And I look forward to seeing you on the next episode. Thank you for joining us for another episode of the Real Estate Investing Club. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode as much as I enjoyed putting it on, and we're able to pull some actionable advice that you can apply in your own investing today in the field. Before you go, we have a gift for you. If you're a new investor looking to get started or an established investor looking to take your investing to the next level, I've created an ebook just for you, available on our website. This ebook will cover how I was able to create both active and passive income in real estate with very little money to start with. In it, I will address the 3 most often cited obstacles new and veteran investors run into by showing you how to find deals that are actually deals, how to finance a deal with little to no money down, and how to exit those deals for maximum value. And if you get the ebook today, I am throwing in a bundle of bonuses, 7 of them to be exact. The first one will be the off-market lead generation blueprint, which will take you through the exact systems and processes we use to generate off-market leads like clockwork, which is the most important skill when it comes to creating wealth in real estate. The second bonus is the A to Z REI systems and vendors guide, which will allow you to peek under the hood of our business and see the exact tools, systems, and even the vendors we use to see the success that we do. And the third bonus is the top 100 best performing keywords pack, which will give you the exact keywords we use to target motivated sellers online using PPC ads. The fourth bonus is our contracts bundle for wholesaling and renting real estate, which will give you access to all the contracts we use in the field to execute all different types of transactions. After that is the Investor's Quick Analysis Calculator and Offer Tool, which will allow you to quickly calculate whether a deal is an actual deal and will allow you to create an offer automagically from those calculations. This is a lot of bonuses that I said. I'm just going to keep going down the list. Number 6 is the Investor's Daily Success Tracker, which is a tracker you can use to ensure you are taking the right actions day in and day out to reach your financial goals in real estate. And the last bonus is the Wholesaler's Template for Quick Assignment Cash, which will give you the templates we use to present our wholesale deals professionally and efficiently to our buyers. Whew, that is a bundle. So it's a mouthful. You get all of those bonuses for free when you download the ebook. All we charge is the admin cost to run the show. So if you're interested in the ebook and the bonus bundle, head on over to the website at therealestateinvestingclub.com. Click on Get the Ebook Bundle at the top of the page to take advantage of that deal. And with that said, I hope you have a fantastic day and even better week. Keep rocking real estate, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode.